On today's episode of Kitchen Table Gist, I have an amazing woman with us. She's an accomplished pharmaceutical professional by day and a matchmaker at heart. Meet this woman, amazing woman, balancing science, soul, and sisterhood. She's no other person than the founder of Love Connect, which is a safe place where couples find help to thrive, to laugh, and to grow together through real talks and understanding. She's a married woman with 3 beautiful daughters, and she's a living proof that love, family, and purpose can coexist beautifully. She's also dedicated to building successful marriages. Tobi isn't just talking about love, she's living it and helping others to do exactly the same. A woman on a mission to turn relationship struggles into strength, one connection at a time. Meet the amazing Tobi. Welcome!
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
wonderful.
coming. I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you so much. It's amazing to have you on the show.
Thank you.
And how was your travel down? Because you've traveled quite a bit to get here today.
Yeah, it was pretty straightforward.
Oh, good,
It was
good.
quiet. It was good to have some time alone,
Yeah.
No husband, no
No children.
So that was good.
Oh, yeah. Good. Right. So I know I've just introduced you beautifully, which is everything that you embody as a woman.
Mm-hmm.
But I want you to tell us from your own lips, who is Tobi?
Okay, who is Tobi? Well, Tobi is a go-getter.
Mm-hmm.
Tobi is somebody who doesn't give up.
Mm-hmm.
Tobi is a lover of love.
Mm-hmm.
As much as Tobi doesn't like to show love that much, but deep down, she loves love.
Good. Aww. I love that. That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, good. And I know you're a professional. You're in the pharmaceutical industry. So can you talk to us a little bit more about that? Because I bet people are wondering and they want to know.
Okay. Well, so a little story. I studied biomedical science.
Okay.
And I studied that because my dad wanted me to be a doctor.
Nigerian daddy.
Yes. I mean, it wasn't that strict, but I know that deep down, that's what he really wanted me to do.
Right.
So I thought, okay, I couldn't get into medicine, and then I did biomedical science. But along the line, I just said, no, this is not me. I can't do this. I can't even stand going into a hospital. The smell is it's just too much.
Yeah.
And then I met my husband now, and his uncle then introduced me to what we call pharmacovigilance.
Ooh, fancy word. Tell us more.
So he introduced me to that, and then I found, it then got me somebody to train me on it.
Okay.
I got trained on what it was. So pharmacovigilance is basically the safety management of drugs.
Okay.
So drugs that have been manufactured by any pharmaceutical company.
Okay.
So when I say pharmaceutical company, like AstraZeneca, those are like the popular ones that people know, the people that made the COVID vaccine.
Yes.
Pfizer as well is another popular one.
Yes.
GSK, another popular one that you may know. So I did that training, and I was like, oh, this is interesting, because what pharmacovigilance does as well is you're working with patients, but indirectly, because we're getting the patient information on, their history, the type of drugs they're using, the disease that they have. So it's sort of indirect patient contact in a way.
Right. Okay.
So anyway, I did that training, and thank God, I got my job, my first job. I finished uni. When did I finish uni? September. I'll say September, and then I started working in February.
Oh, good.
Yeah, got the job. And straight into it, and I've been doing it since 2012. So 13 years now I've been in that line of pharmaceutical. I enjoy it, I love it. It's very flexible, and it's just great.
That's good.
I love to do it. But aside that, I'm also an event planner.
Event
planner, wedding planning, all of the above. I do that, and I started doing that when I had my first daughter. My first daughter is 10 years old now.
So you've been doing it for a while as well?
I've been doing it for a while, yeah. I love it. You know how I said I'm a lover of love?
Yes.
I'm also a lover of helping people. I believe that service is something that I enjoy so much. Like, I put all my effort into serving people, and I cannot do that through my event planning job. As we know, cost of living, economy, and all of that. Yes, I have my pharmaceutical job, but the event planning is my passion.
Yeah, I get you. And I think I wouldn't say as women, as human beings, you just cannot have just one stream of income. You need multiple streams of income. So yeah, I would always say, have what you do, and then have your passion and turn your passion into money. Yeah. That's it. So
That's the goal, which is, from event planning. That's why a platform like Love Connect has also been set up. As much as I'm passionate about it, it's a community I'm building. There's also the economy side.
Yes,
the stream
absolutely.
Of income side,
Yeah, it's even biblical. The Bible says that you should eat from where you work. It's in the Bible, and I chipped in the Bible. If I'm jumping ahead a little bit, because I know that you're a woman of faith. So that's why I chipped that in. But carry on.
Yeah, well, I mean, everything I do, where I am now, it's all God's grace. As much as, yes, I did that interview and I got my job, finished uni in September, got a job in February. And from getting that job in February, my life has just been a testament of God.
Wow.
God has definitely been in it.
That's amazing.
February got the job. March, got married.
Oh, wow. We need to dive into that. No. You've jumped a bit. Tell us how it all started. When the first time you said, "Hello, pretty. How are you?"
The time we met, I was actually seeing someone else.
Oh, wow. So he snatched you. Your husband is a gangster.
That's why I'm laughing. And I just come back from America as well. So back in uni, I had a year abroad.
A gap year?
Yeah. So not a gap year. I was allowed to study abroad.
Oh, okay.
So 3 years of biomedical science. So second year we did in America.
In America, okay.
So I just come back. I lived in a flat with my uni friends, well, also good friends. So we lived in a flat, and one of the friends just said, "Oh, I've got a birthday party. I just met this guy. Would you like to come?" So I was a dedicated driver. So I always said I'm a go-getter. Like, even when I was in America, I made sure I got a license. I got a car. So for me, I just have that belief that I can do anything. So I was a dedicated driver. I had a car. How much did I even buy that car for? I think it was £250. But
you had a car. You could move from point to point.
It was doing the job, right?
Yeah.
So everywhere we were going, it's always me. So she was like, "Okay, let's go to this party." Oh yeah, why not? So 3 of us. No idea who this person is, by the way. Uni, you can imagine how old was I? But I was living with my friends. I didn't have to report to daddy or mommy that I'm going anywhere. The fun times. So we go to this party, 3 of us, and we were not happy. Well, because they were keeping me waiting. They were late. Right. I was in the car. So 3 of us, girls. So we're all frowning, not really in a good mood. As we walked through the door, my husband was there with this smoke camera, and he was like, "Oh, let me take your pictures." And then he was just there taking pictures. And us girls were still there, like, "You just go here. We're not in a very good mood, like, chill." That's what, for me, that's what I was thinking. And the next thing they came, "Well, let me take off your jacket." Because we met in February. Right. We met on the 12th of February. You will always remember that. I'll come back to that.
Come back to that.
We met on the 12th of February, so it was still cold. So he said, "Let me take off your jacket." He took off jacket. And in my mind, I'm thinking, who is this guy? This overzealous guy. Calm down. Anyway, he took out pictures again, and then it was a house party.
Okay.
So there were a lot of people, and I had a few people talking to me. There's this particular guy saying, "Do you know what? You're the most beautiful girl in this room." And I'm like, "This room is dark.
Uncle,
how do you know I'm the most
beautiful?"
Coming
down with the scoping,
But with my husband, he took me to the balcony, and we just having a casual chat, and it was just so casual.
It was effortless.
Yeah, it wasn't telling me you're the most beautiful girl, I like you, anything like that. I don't even remember the conversation particularly, but it was just simple. It was easy. Flowing. Yeah, and I just felt at peace. I don't know what it was as well. I just felt at peace. I knew nothing about him, but in that moment, just us talking was just beautiful. And then he went into, so we went in the room, and then he asked for my number, and I was like, Because there were other guys trying to ask for my number as well. And I was just like, okay, I don't want to be giving everybody my number. But I wanted to give him my number, but I was just trying to find a small way to do it. And to cut the long story short, I gave him my number, and then it was time to leave the party, my friends and I. And then he wanted to see us out. It was on a flat, so we go in the lift. And then this other guy that was trying to talk to me as well
also came as well.
And I could just see my husband there, like standing like, this is my woman.
No way!
That guy stepped on my feet. And then my husband like, say sorry. I was like, oh God.
Calm down.
He was like, Papa, say sorry. It almost
turned into a thing.
Yeah, no, just like, and then you would think, okay, why Tobi, don't give this type of man your number, right? But I said, so we go and it made sure like he followed us
to the car. You were fine to the car, yeah.
And then I gave him my number. So that's kind of how we met. So we met on the 12th of February, and the 14th of February, which is Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
He then called me and said, oh, I'm in London High. Do you want to come out? I was like, guy, I just met you.
On Valentine, I'm not spending Valentine's with you.
You know? And I was like, I've got plans with my girlfriends, but up to now, he would tell you no. I had another man. That's what he would say. I was like, no, I'm not coming out. Like, I've got plans with my girlfriends already. And I was like, if you know we're gonna spend the rest of your Valentine with me, you better come out now.
A man that knows what he wants, huh?
But I didn't go out with him. I think it was like maybe on the 16th. That's when we then went out. And again, we were just talking in the conversation. And again, I had no clue, really, who this guy is. We were just talking. I didn't even know he was Nigerian until one day he called me, and then I heard his big sister on the phone speak Yoruba. I said, huh?
So?
Yeah, Yoruba. And I said, what did you think? I said, I don't know. I just
didn't think.
And so, yeah, we just started talking. And my boyfriend that I had then, I knew, because I'm a Christian, my boyfriend was a Muslim.
Right.
I knew he wasn't going to go anywhere.
He wasn't going anywhere.
I was just saying, I don't even know what it was. That boyfriend then, I mean, he was even cheating on me. I knew he was cheating, but I don't know what I was doing with him. But I mean,
he was feeling the space. I
would say I was naive. I was young and naive. You know, I've always been independent. Even in Nigeria, before I moved to the UK, I was in boarding school. So I've always sort of had that independence in me, and I've always just done things with my own instincts and with God.
Yeah.
You know? So I was just with him for the sake of being with him. But when I met my husband, I just knew that this was the man for me. And I just kind of said bye-bye to this boyfriend. And he wasn't having it.
The ex?
It wasn't.
Really?
He went to my mom. He went to my sister.
He fought for you?
He went to my mom. He went to my sister. Please, I will change for Tobi. I will change I will be a Christian if that's what you want, mommy.
No, but you don't change for somebody. No. It's not going to work.
I just knew it wasn't good. Like, honestly, with my husband, I just felt peace. Like, I just could not explain it. Like, I was just like, this is the man for me. So yeah, we met in February. And then I introduced him to my mom. He went to see my mom. My mom fell in love.
And when was that? What was from when you met him to when he went to see your mom?
2-3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we met in February.
Yeah.
He proposed in November.
Oh my, that's a man that knows what he wants. So shout out to Tobi's husband. I like men like that. No messing about.
Yeah, we met February, proposed in November. We got married in March the year after.
Wow.
So the timeline was just very quick. We both knew what we wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember my friends would say now that, you know, we were thinking then, Tobi, what's wrong with you? Do you know what you're doing? Like, what's going on? Like, I just finished uni. So even in that period, November when he proposed, it was my birthday, my graduation party. Because uni finishes in July.
Yeah, thereabout.
So my graduation was November. And then I kind of did a joint party.
Right.
So that's when he proposed at my parents' house. And he didn't even ask my parents before proposing.
Oh my God. Did he plan it?
He did. I thought he was coming out with a cake. When I saw him coming, you know, I could see that everybody was moving around and I was like, what's going on? So I thought he was coming out with a birthday cake or like a graduation cake. And the next one, I just saw the man on his knee.
Ooh, he put a ring on his knees.
Yeah, and at that time, you know, nothing mattered to me. I didn't even care I'm not that type of girl that says, okay, this is the type of ring I want. We didn't talk about it. It was a surprise. So for me, it was just like, okay, I just felt like that was the next best thing to do. I just finished uni. I see my parents are happily married. I mean, wow. I've never really seen my parents argue or anything like that at the time of growing up with them. So I just felt like marriage was the next thing. Even though I didn't have a job then, right?
Yeah, because you're fresh out of uni.
Fresh out of uni. And again, I was just peaceful.
Yeah.
I just felt like I knew that what I was doing was the right thing. I was making the right decision with him. I didn't care about anything else around, you know, his family, whatever it is, I didn't care. But I just knew that there's a life with me and this man together. So, you know, we said yes to him. Got married in March, the year after, March 2012. Yeah, so it's been 13 years.
Wow.
To the glory of God.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so you can imagine February, then I got that job in February. So it
was
almost
so
like
it's everything aligned.
Everything was falling in place, right? So like, yeah, girl, you've got to go in. And even the pharmaceutical job, it was a good job. You know, it was a good starting salary at the time for a young
graduate.
Somebody who is coming out of uni.
Exactly.
It was good. Yeah, so that's kind of like how we met, got married.
Let me ask you something. So you said, you know, you knew when you met him, you knew you had peace. The conversation was easy, effortless, and you guys just synced in a nutshell. But during that period from when you met in February up until the time he proposed, I'm sure you guys must have had arguments. Did you have any?
We didn't.
No?
We didn't.
Oh, that's absolutely great.
From February to September, we didn't.
Did you disagree on anything at all?
Not really.
Oh, wow.
The only thing I would say, I wouldn't ever call it disagreement, was just the cultural difference.
In what sense?
So as much as I'm Nigerian, I'm Yoruba, he's Yoruba as well. So I come from a family where we're pretty, I don't call my older siblings. So my parents have 8 children.
Okay.
I'm the last child.
All right.
Like the 2 siblings before me, I call them by name.
Okay.
My parents, when I see them, when I greet them, I necessarily do not go on my
knees. I get you. It's like more. It's I know that's kind of.
Yeah. Whereby with a side,
it's very respectful, even if it's 6 months until Agbaja Uncle Tamedo. I know what you mean. Yeah.
I know. The first time I met a sister, I didn't kneel down, and that was a problem. Yeah. So, and then he talked to me about it. But even at that, there wasn't a disagreement whatsoever.
Right.
So that period, there wasn't.
How did that make you feel? That feedback? I don't know how he delivered it, but how did that make the whole thing in general? Because this is the thing for me, and I'll give you an example. When I meet people that I tend to call my friends, and I think it's just a Yoruba thing, especially in most households, they just deviate to calling you, you know, they use air for you.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Use air for you. How did you feel when he gave you that feedback, you know, from his sister, obviously, that you're supposed to kneel? How did that make you feel? And just to give a bit of context, I like, if somebody is deemed my friend, I like first name basis. It doesn't mean I'm going to disrespect the person or I expect the person to disrespect me, but I just feel it a bit too culture laden when you have to until I don't know, I just don't, it's not my thing, and I don't lead with that with people. So based off of that, I would feel a certain type of way if I was told, oh Lue, oh the Kunle, like
it didn't bother me.
You were good with it.
Yeah.
So did you kneel afterwards?
Oh yeah, afterwards.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
See, ladies, you kneel.
Afterwards, I was doing it, but obviously, and you know, that's one thing I've come to realize now as well, that a lot of couples don't give each other
that talk, like this is what is expected.
Yeah,
my family expects it. Yes,
from each other. And now these days, you know, we see a lot of multicultural
marriages. Yeah,
right. And a lot of them again just come not knowing what to expect, and this is what causes a lot of disagreements. And, you know, that's the question you asked me, but that didn't lead to any disagreement between us. I was okay with it. I saw it as a feedback, like I said. And because, you know, not to big myself up, I'm very easygoing. Like, I don't really take a lot of things
to heart. You just
like too much.
You let it go.
I let things go easily. So, you know, he said that moving forward, no, let's do better. That's it. Yeah. That's
brilliant. That's brilliant. So what type of, I know every girl has got a dream of what they want their wedding to look like. So did you have one?
Not really. Okay. Not really. I didn't. I didn't have one. So her story actually is, so we had a civil ceremony in March, and so we had to have a civil ceremony because my husband had immigration issues. Right. So we did that, and then he had to go to Nigeria to sort out his immigration stuff. So whilst in Nigeria, my mom wanted us to have a traditional wedding. So we did a traditional wedding in Nigeria.
Oh, nice.
And then after we've done that, I already thought I'm not going to do
anything else. You were done.
Yeah. But my mom really wanted it. And I would say that I really wanted it too, but I'm a kind of person, like, you know, I like to go by the books as well. Because I know that my parents wanted it. I feel like I needed to do it for them.
Yeah.
As long as, you know, it's going to make me happy as well, right? So why not? So I was not specific that, oh, my wedding has to be this way, has to be that way. I just wanted a wedding, a celebration. So I love celebration. I love, which is what kind of developed into me being a planner. I love putting events together, like just get together, getting people together. I loved it. So for me, that was my goal. Just an atmosphere where everybody could be together and have fun. That's all I was thinking of in my head. And when I look back to my wedding photos, most of them, I was not looking at my husband. He was looking at me. Because my eyes was just focused on
making sure everybody was okay. Making sure.
Is the cake there?
Is this done that?
Is everybody happy? Or that person looks bored. Tell the MC.
Unconsciously managing your own wedding.
Literally, that's what I was doing on the day. Like, you know, looking back to the photos and the videos. And that's just what I wanted the day to be about. That was it. So I didn't particularly have, like, this is the type of wedding
I wanted.
Yeah.
Okay. And now I know we're still going to get into that a bit more, but since you've touched into event planning and you know, all of that organizing stuff, can you tell us a little bit more about that? Like, how did you get into that line of business? And you know, what's your success story with that as well?
My success story, yay! Well, so when did we even get married? 2013. And then I had my daughter 2015. So that's when whilst pregnant, I knew that, okay, Tobi, I want to do this as a business. So I started looking into courses that I could take, training. I didn't want to go straight into it. I wanted to make sure that I get hands-on experience. So fortunately, another wedding planner, she's still in business now and she's still doing the same thing. She had a course. And then after the course, you have the opportunity to come
on an event that she's hosting.
Yeah. So that was really good. And I was pregnant. I was heavily pregnant because I had my daughter in March. And, you know, I remember the last wedding I went out with her was in December. So I did that. And then I took on more courses on marketing, on branding. Just before I launched out, I just wanted to understand the craft better. So yeah, launched out. But of course, in between, I've had second daughter. So my second daughter was born 2017.
Okay.
Small business, right? So you get your ups and downs and all of that. 2021, then we had COVID in 2020.
And then everything was...
Then it was quiet.
Yeah.
And then, well, I still knew that this is what I still had my pharmaceutical job, but I still believed in the business and the brand. 2021, I had my last daughter. So you would think I would be on maternity leave, but that's when weddings, events were then back after COVID. So 2021, I was actually really busy. I had my daughter July.
Yeah.
In August, I think I had about 4 weddings.
Oh, wow.
There was a time I had 2 weddings
on the same day.
So thank God for my gorgeous, beautiful, supportive friend. So she handed one
Helped
of them.
you.
And then
Wow.
and this is with me just having a baby in
Oh my
July.
God.
And then I had another wedding in September. So 2021 was really busy. And then like towards the mid of 2022, I thought, okay, you know, just calm down, you know.
Take a breather.
It was a lot. And just when I thought, okay, it's time for me to take a break, my success story came.
Wow.
So in November, Rita Dominic.
Yes.
So I coordinated our wedding.
Oh.
So the wedding that happened in London. And so
I caught the wedding on Instagram.
Yeah, that was me.
Oh.
Well, our sister planned it, and then I coordinated.
Yeah. Okay.
And then in December, so Rita's wedding was in November.
Yeah.
And in December, I got a call. So that year, 2022, I turned 35.
Okay.
So I just posted a reel of myself that my husband put together for me. Like 30 minutes later, I just got this phone call. Oh, I'm Steph's PA, and Steph would like to speak to you to plan.
Which Steph?
Birthday. That's what I was thinking as well. And me, see, don't laugh at me. I don't really know much about, you know, artists or things.
Yeah.
Even Rita Dominic, yeah, because she's Nigerian.
So yeah, you knew of
but
her.
every other thing outside that,
No,
I
not
don't
really.
know much. So I was Steph. So when she said immediately, I googled.
Steph London, that's my girl. I love Steph. I do. I love her. I love her. For me, this is the thing. Let me clarify.
Yeah.
I'm not really a music person, but I am drawn to particular artists because of how they present, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I love the way she dresses. I love the way she looks. She looks like a proper woman. Like, you know what I mean? Like I like her style.
Yeah.
And I really love fashion. So I'm automatically drawn to fashion. And then from the fashion, I'll be like, oh, this person does that. Oh, I actually quite like the sound of the music. If you see what I mean. So it's always fashion first for me. So I quite like the dom. Like she likes to call herself. So did you do that African? Did you do that? That's amazing.
People say that I'm too humble. You know,
no, you are.
I'm supposed to be like, when you meet me, that's the first thing I should talk about. But no.
Oh no, that's brilliant. Now I want us to just stop 1 minute.
Okay.
Look straight in the camera and give people your handle, your event planning. Let's just do that quickly.
Okay. So on Instagram, my business page is Ria Events _ wedding planner.
You got it.
So Ria is RIAH. And then my personal brand is Ria Mom. So that's RIAHMUM.
Thank you. You were talking about your big break. So that happened.
Yeah. So that happened in 2022. So back to back, you know, Rita and then Steph's birthday party. And then the year after, you know, Steph came back again and said, you know, I want to do my birthday party again at Royal. So yeah, we did that again in 2023. So that was really like my
your pop-up,
my success story. And you know, there's been other stuffs in between that, you know, I can't talk about, but there's been other stuffs. And what year are we now?
We're in
2025, and I've got 2 big projects coming up again in this year 2025 that, you know, I'm looking forward to. But yeah, it's been great. I enjoy doing it.
Oh, that's amazing.
And whilst doing it as well, you know, I've got projects, I've got ideas that are coming, that I'm working on, and I'm praying to God to just, you know, bring everything,
expand everything for you
into fruition. So yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Thank
okay. So now let's talk about your marriage. So I know you said it was smooth sailing, you know, while you guys were dating.
While we were dating, yes.
Yeah. Smooth sailing while you guys were dating.
Yeah.
Now you've married, you're doing life, not the ceremony anymore, the proper marriage life. What was that like? Walk us through that.
Well, so when we first got married, things were fine. It was beautiful the first year. We just moved into a flat as well. So we got a flat together. So we just moved into a flat. So you can imagine 2 young couples. I've got a good job. It's got a job.
You're okay. Doing life.
Right? But the first reality for me was you know, when you go to work and when you go into office, and then there's usually drinks after work, mostly on a Thursday. It starts from Thursday. So this was me just going after, and then my husband was calling me, "Where are you? Why you know?" I was like, "Oh,
you forgot. Like you were a missus now. You answered to somebody."
You know, and then that going to a big like, "Oh, why did you?" I was like,
"I didn't think."
"I'm sorry. Like I'm gonna be back soon." Not that I'm much of a, you know, going out person, but I'm just how we're colleagues, and not that I'm even drinking. But I think he just didn't like the fact that I didn't tell him, and I didn't do it on purpose. I just.
It didn't click that you needed to.
I needed to, like, there's somebody at home now. You remember I said in uni I lived by myself.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to report to anyone, you know, just going out, do whatever I like at any time.
Yeah.
So that was like an eye opener for me, like, hi, I need to be reporting to someone now. Apart from even just reporting, I've got to make food, something available for him. I mean, my husband is not that person that, you know, give me 3-course meal, you know, making sure food is on the table or anything, but I just feel like I needed to do that. So like the first year was a lot of arguments around, you didn't tell me this, you didn't tell me that, I didn't know you're going out, you didn't know I'm going out, you know, it was a lot of that, but nothing too major. I think when it started getting like deep was after we had our first daughter. So obviously there was a shift in mindset, a shift in responsibility.
From whose side? Both of you or him?
Both of us. So I'm an introvert. Well, I take myself as an introvert. My husband, on the other hand, is
an extrovert. Opposite. But opposites attract, they say.
Yes. My husband, you meet him, you would fall in love, he talks, you know, he goes out, he's a networker. You know, wherever you find him, energy. That's the thing, energy gods. It's the god of energy. Like, so he would always go out. And I remember I was even doing so he's a photographer. And, you know, I sort of got him into doing that professionally. And I remember saying to him, you know, you've got to network, you've got to, I mean, this is introvert, I guess we tell people to do
things, but you don't really want to execute it yourself. Yeah.
So I'll tell him, go, you know, that gym, so you love to, he's a fitness guy as well.
Okay.
So that gym, you know, go talk to people, meet people. Not knowing that I was pushing this man into fire.
Oh my God.
So yeah, he would go to the gym and he met this guy. They got close. And boy, that's when things started. So he would always go out with this guy. They'll go to the gym, from the gym. Sometimes we're not even coming back home.
Oh wow.
They'll just go out. And I had
a baby.
But I mean, I think this was like 6 months after. So my mom was with me for like 3 months.
Okay.
So I think those were the things that didn't face me, because my mom it was hands-on as well. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there were things that I couldn't do by myself that he could do. Like changing nappies, I was still a bit scared, you know, newborn and all of that, but he would pick it up really quickly. But I think it was like from 6 months there on, things just changed. I was focusing on looking after my daughter, and I was exclusively breastfeeding. When it was time to wean, I bought all the, you know, steamer. I wanted to do fresh food and all that.
I know, puree rice and all that kind of stuff.
Everything was, you know, I would go and buy organic because I just wanted it, you know, I just loved doing it. So I was putting all my effort and energy in that, and I was just not caring
focused on him at all.
Like, my daughter is there, I'm happy. Well, I thought I was happy, right? I would take her on you know, these baby classes. I would take her to baby classes. I'll meet people, we would talk, we would laugh, we'll go for coffee, we'll go for cake and all of that. So to me, life was good. It was going, I was having fun. I felt like I was having fun.
The truth I think from the little you've said is he had to fill the gap. The baby had you. Who did he have?
Well, when you think about it that way,
you know,
yes.
He had to fill the gap.
That's the thing, but we never talked about it then, right? I felt like he was just having fun, but we didn't talk about it. But just like you said now, he had to fill the gap. But what if he had said something to me that, you know, I'm losing you?
Yes.
But he didn't say anything. And I think that's the thing with men. They deal with things differently, right?
Yeah.
Compared to how
they
we
internalize more than women, and they don't really share.
So he just carried on with his life with his new best friend that I told him to go into the gym and meet, right?
And to him, he had your blessing. She told me to go.
Right? But honestly, like, I didn't see it as a problem.
You were fine with it because you were occupied with what you were doing. So you didn't really see this gap widening.
At all. And like I said, it was whilst I was pregnant, I was building my business. Remember that?
So
when the baby was born, I was also putting my energy into building a business.
Yeah.
And because I had a great family, like I have a great family support. So I've got, like I said, my mom's got 8 children. And most of us were around each other. My mom was there, my dad is there as well. So if I needed childcare,
you were fine.
I would find, like, it was not a problem. So I guess those were the things as well that didn't bother me. So I didn't have to say, oh, I need you to look after your daughter. If I needed help, I could easily get it. So life was just lifing, you know. I was just living by it. I was just doing things as I would as a wife, as a mother. I would cook. I would give him the whole intimacy. It wasn't there.
Wow.
But I wasn't bothered because
you were preoccupied.
I was preoccupied, and it's not something. I'm not that woman that thinks about it.
Yeah, but men need it though.
But
a lot men need it.
I know, but he wasn't demanding for it. When he asked for it, I would give it to him as,
you know, your duties,
right?
Wifely duties. One tick, I've done that.
That's it. But you know, it's only just now that I'm realizing that it's not that I didn't need it then, but it's just because the love between us, there was disconnection.
Yeah.
The love between us had drifted. It has shifted into something else. It's only just 13 years later. Well, not 13 years later, maybe like the past 3 years.
You've really looked
back to how things were, and then I questioned myself, why were they like that? But I was just not thinking about it like that. I thought we were happy. I was just living life as it is, you know, just doing life together, but more like doing life with like roommate.
Yeah.
So I had my first daughter 2015.
Yeah.
And then second daughter 2017.
Okay. So
not much of a gap, right? My husband would tell you anywhere and anytime. the 2 children we have, he had to beg me for it. He would tell you, no shame.
Oh my God.
That he had to beg for it. That's how it happened. Like,
oh my God, yeah, like you were not keen on.
I was not keen on it at all. I mean, we would laugh about it now, but then again, back then, you know, we tried to talk about it now, like, what was going on?
What was going on then, actually?
Like, what was it? You know, I even asked him a question, did you love me then? And then it was like, of course I did. I was just distracted. Like, I just had other priorities, which I don't even know why those things
mattered more.
Yeah. Like, I don't even know why it mattered more then, but I'm glad it happened the way it did, because it shaped me in a way. I mean, that's what he would say.
Yeah.
Right? And even for me as well, I'm like, it shaped me to who I am today.
Yeah.
It shaped me to build in this community that I want to build, right?
Yeah.
Thank God we are here now, but things could have gone
badly.
But thank God it didn't. You know, with prayers and, you know, a shift in my mindset and with action, we are where we are today.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, 2015, 2017, I had a second daughter. Of course, then having 2 children and having a business.
It's a lot. That's a third child.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot for me.
Yeah.
And then COVID happened, right? And then during COVID again, when you would think, okay, we're stuck at home together. But I feel like we even drifted apart. More.
I always say to people during COVID, I said, COVID is either going to make marriages or break marriages, because you can't, there's no avoidance anymore. You're in each other's space. You don't have anywhere to go. So it's either you're going to rebuild, amend, or be like, actually, you know what?
But that's what you would think, but it wasn't the case for me. Well, it wasn't during COVID that we rebuilt our connection.
Oh, okay.
Not at all.
So what happened in COVID?
COVID happened in 2020, so I was pregnant at that time. Well, I felt pregnant.
Okay.
At that time of COVID, again, he would tell you he
begged for it.
And that pregnancy happened at the point where, so I was always on the the pill. That was my contraception, or is that what you call it? That's what I was on. So the period where I needed to go and collect new ones.
Yeah.
Because of COVID, you know how GPs were not opening and things like that. So I couldn't go.
And that was the window.
Just that window of that break, it happened.
Wow.
And even when it happened, when I found out, I remember I just felt I was always feeling tired. And both of us had said we're done with children.
With the one?
With the two.
Okay.
So this is my third baby.
Okay.
So I was always tired. And then I remember going into Tesco to bring a pregnancy test. But remember COVID, you had to queue to get into Tesco. So when I saw the queue, I was like, I'm not queuing.
I'm not doing this.
So I went back. And then as soon as I go back, I fell asleep. I woke up and I said, Tobi, you're not okay. Go back.
Go back and do it.
When I did it,
it was positive.
It was positive, and I burst out in tears.
Aww.
Because I was like, not now. Like, because things were not that great between us. There's 2 children. And I was just like, why, Tobi? And then at that time, we were trying to buy a house as well.
So there's just a lot going on.
And I was just like, why? Like, you know, I was crying.
Aww.
I had a neighbor that were very, very close. I just went downstairs to meet her. Like, what do I do? Like, it's happened. What do you want to do? And it took me almost like, I'm not lying, almost a month
to decide
to even tell him. I knew that I was gonna keep.
Okay.
Right, but to tell him,
you couldn't. So why was that out of fear? Was that out of? I mean, why?
It was out of fear.
Right.
And also, like, how was he going to take it? Because number one, we both said we're not having children anymore. Number two, I knew that there was the connection between us.
There was friction.
Was not that great. We were talking. We were not fighting. That's the thing. We were not fighting. There were no arguments whatsoever. He could do whatever he wanted to do. I was doing whatever I'm doing.
You were just housemates.
Yeah. Like, he would go out. He would do whatever.
Did that not bother you though when he goes out?
Honestly, it didn't.
Really?
It really didn't bother me.
Did you do welfare text? Were you doing welfare?
Oh yeah,
texts and calls like,
yes.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Where are you?
Yeah.
And all
so
of
one
that.
thing about me that he would say was, when he goes out, I don't bother him. I never call him. I only call him if it's an emergency. But I won't call him to say, what time are you coming back? Where are you? What are you doing? He would tell me, oh, I'm here. I'm with this person.
Okay.
He would say that,
okay.
Right? And that's about it. I trust God so much that he's going to come back home safe. Whatever it is that he's doing outside, it's fine. Because every day he's always come back home. So all of that just didn't bother me. It didn't get to me.
Were you at any point, did you think, were you concerned, or were you bothered about infidelity? Did that cross your mind at all?
Not at all. No. Not at all. Okay. You know, when I said when we first met, I just had that peace. Those were the things that never crossed my mind.
Okay.
Even though I was with someone who was like that, right?
You felt different with him.
Not that I've not experienced it before, I have, but with him, there was just that peace and that trust that I had with him. So even when it was how, it didn't cross my mind at all. And remember I said he's a photographer as well.
Yeah.
So he's always out with ladies, with different things. Talking about photographer, right? So when I told him to start the job, and then he got his first job, and then he called me to say, oh, I'm here. I said, oh, how is it going? Send me pictures. Like, you know, let me see.
Just normal. Yeah, let's see.
My guy sent me a picture of a lady in bikini.
Oh my God!
And that's to show you how comfortable we were.
You were friends, so you had a friendship.
Yeah.
And it's because I do it too. Like, if I'm on the streets of Instagram and I see a nice lady, a nice looking lady, or maybe vulgar looking lady in the way that the boobs are out, the tits are out, the ass is out. I don't even say, we're right next to each other. So I'll be like, babe, look at that.
Me too.
I do that all the time. Like, look at that. Then they'll be like, wait, let me get my glasses. You know, it's we banter.
I do that as well. So when I saw that, I was like, Oga.
This is not the kind of picture that I sent you to take.
So he came back and said, Tobi, I said, is that what you want to be doing? He said, I said, okay, let's know that. So next time, before you take on a job, let's
check what it is exactly. Oh my God.
So I digress.
No, it's absolutely fine.
There's always just been that trust with him. So it never crossed my mind that infidelity or anything like that. But, life just kind of went on. I was just living life as a mother, as a sister to my sisters, as a friend, as a church goer as well. So, I was very active in church.
Okay, what church do you go to?
Redeemed Christian Church of God, so one of the branches. So I was very active. So I was putting all of my
effort and time into that.
Into all of that. Like I said from the beginning, serving
it's your thing.
My passion. Yeah, so, I was always putting that with my children and my church and my family, like my close family. So everything around me was not really like bothering me. But I think it was just when I had that third pregnancy test, I was like,